I'm booking a month in advance.
Okay, would you like to buy baggage?
That doesn't come with baggage?
Nah, it doesn't come with anything.
How much is baggage?
$90.
Oh, this is horrific.
Would you like to pay $40 and you can choose your seat?
$40 for premium seats?
No, that's 80. 40 is just like you choose your seat, like anywhere you want to sit, anywhere else.
That shouldn't be something I have to buy.
Well, it is, and if you don't book it, you'll likely be like in the middle somewhere like at the back or something.
I'm booking a month ahead and I have to pay not to be in the middle?
Yeah, sorry. Would you like to pay $30 for insurance?
What does that mean?
Like if we cancel your flight, then you get your money back. Or we put you on a new flight.
That should be what happens anyway. Why would I pay more for that?
I mean, if you don't get the insurance, like, I don't know what's gonna... who knows what'll happen? Can't guarantee anything.
I'll call up.
We might not pick up. It shows us who bought insurance. We don't really pick up the numbers that don't buy insurance.
Bloody hell.
Would you like to pay $5.96 to offset your carbon footprint?
How does me giving you more money make a greener flight?
Don't worry about that. We'll take care of all that complicated stuff. Just give us more money.
I hate this. This is going badly.
Food, drinks, and Wi-Fi will all be available on the flight at full price for your convenience.
I hate this!
Yeah, flying is getting a lot worse, and it's only going to get worse from here, especially with the latest DEI efforts that, of course, are going to be implemented very soon. Welcome back, if your plane makes it. Beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski, here of WeAreChange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely crazy and wild news to get into today, as of course we have a lot of distractions today that want to keep us not focused on the larger prize here, as of course we have some larger ramifications from one of the biggest interviews ever between the Russian president and Vladimir Putin that there's some very interesting reactions to. What's the latest news? Well, we're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast was something that's just going around extremely virally all over the internet. It looks like it's from Australia, from a Lakin Fairbon on TikTok. Whoever the satirists are, whoever these comedians are, they do incredible work, and their brilliant sketch on the modern predatory airline industry, predatory and woke airline industry is absolutely amazingly done. So if I didn't attribute them correctly, please let me know who these people are, because I want to personally follow them. You should follow them as well. And we absolutely need more comedy. We need more humor, or else we're all just going to be crying and being extremely sad and yeah, it's pretty dark out there. Only going to get darker. As, of course, everyone's distracting themselves today from that darkness, as Taylor Swift is expected to headline the Super Bowl, as her big pharma boyfriend is going to be running on the field playing with a ball. Yay, sports ball. Yeah, that's happening today, as of course it's also Lunar New Year for a lot of people in Asia, as of course we now enter the year of the dragon. As the years of the Biden administration look dated, as of course even the New York Times just came out with a very eye-opening opinion piece titled "The Challenges of an Aging President," as the New York Times editorial board launched what the Daily Mail is describing as an astonishing broadside warning of a dark moment, as it runs multiple pieces. Quote, "Knifing elderly president in the back." This, as of course a lot of people were questioning the age, not the wisdom, but the competency, skills, and the ability to hold their bowels of the President of the United States. As many people question the U.S. President's ability to walk, to talk, and of course now his ability to beat the former President of the United States, who is running up against him on the Republican presidential ticket. This, as just a couple days ago, there was a damning report released by the special counsel that found that the President of the United States could not remember basic details, specifically about all the classified documents that he kept in his garage, which he is not going to be held accountable for because of his inability to remember basic details. That's the president of the United States. That's the guy calling the shots. That's the guy. That's the commander-in-chief. That's the guy with his shaky hands all over the big, fat, red button on the Oval Office that, of course, could end the world many times over. As now many mainline Democrats are saying, yeah, what are we doing here? Can we get Big Mike in here? Can we get Patrick Bateman in here? Anybody? Please, anybody, but just not this horrible lady named Kamala Harris, whose favorability is at an all-time record low. As of course, she's definitely there because she's very, very qualified and, well, she definitely did make a lot of sacrifices for the job and position she's in, as of course she was in some sticky positions beforehand. This, as the President of the United States is implementing some very strange, weird policies. As of course, currently we have an open, wide border, people walking into the United States and then giving 7 months free stays at the Roosevelt Hotel, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner provided to them, all at the expense of the U.S. taxpayer that, of course, is being burdened by higher and higher taxes, more rules, more regulations, less wages, more cost of living, as Old Yeller literally stumbles around as the figurative puppet that he is for this special class that, of course, uses him, controls him, and essentially is pushing some of the most unpopular, most destructive policies on the American people, all with the excuse of his dementia as a way to push through some of the most horrible policies on the American people. This, as the former president of the United States, is becoming more popular than ever, especially under the regime that is trying to put him in jail for over 750 years. As recently, he was seen with Vivek Ramaswamy entering, of course, Mar-a-Lago, which a lot of people see as a symbolic representation of a potential 2024 presidential run with the two by their side. As a lot of people say, Trump or Ramaswamy actually doesn't ring. It doesn't rhyme. But for a lot of political analysts, it definitely works. You know what else works? In my opinion, BidenFetterman.com, which is another website of ours, as of course we launched our own t-shirts surrounding this very satirical idea that, of course, to a lot of people is an absolute no-brainer. As of course, we have a lot of very interesting t-shirts available to people on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, a company that I started after we were fully demonetized on YouTube. A project that I'm very happy about starting, as of course, we have a lot of shirts. We have a lot of different political thoughts and expressions that you could get out there to the general public. You could do your own lazy forms of activism. You could meet like-minded individuals with shirts like the one I'm wearing right now, highlighting how saturated fats, in my opinion, are way better than seed oils, as, of course, there is a war on for your mind. And what better way to fight back than, of course, through memes, through the use of artistic expression, as, of course, we don't only have BidenFetterman.com, we have Rich White Guy and Cop 2024 shirts highlighting the Biden-Harris run. Or this one of Stumbling Joe falling down on his tuchus. Another one of my favorites is Joe Biden snacking down on some pizza with U.S. soldiers looking at him. This is an actual photo. And the caption reading, "At least we get a pizza party before we start another global conflict." And again, we got a lot of different shirts. We got a lot of shirts about Dawn, and you can check them all out. Scrolling down, we have our top bestsellers on top, and then here you click load more, and then we have a lot of different shirts, a lot of different ideas. We have a latest shirt that we released that's on the top left-hand corner that we can't show you here. That's not really family friendly, and I would say is perfectly worn in places like nightclubs only. There's a couple shirts that are nightclub only kind of shirts that will get you a lot of attention, will get a lot of people high-fiving you, will make you the life of the party. Literally, I'm not joking. This happens. I made sure I test all of the shirts that I have, and I bring them out into prominent scenes to see the reaction, to see how people read it, to see how people interact with it. And there is a sort of aura. There is a certain, whoa, look at that guy. Look what he's wearing, or that chick. That is really fun and really awesome. Take part of it right now by clicking the link down in the description below and going to thebestpoliticalshirts.com and going to, of course, support this independent media broadcast. Your support is more crucial than ever. And again, so many shirts, Trust God, Not Government. The FBI is gay. Helen Keller is a again, we got it all. Tugboat Willie, man, even if you don't want to buy a shirt, just scroll down. You'll have a lot of fun looking at all the shirts and expressions of ideas that we have available to you, as of course, art, culture, music, interviews are more important than ever, as perfectly highlighted by the larger insecurities of the corporate media state that freaked out recently after Tucker Carlson, an independent journalist who mainly publishes on a free speech platform known as Twitter, who did one of the most important interviews as of recently, and as we're finding out from the Wall Street Journal, had the White House freaking out so bad that it made Facebook shadow ban the interview. Yes, we're getting reports from the Wall Street Journal that Facebook demoted a video by Tucker Carlson by 50% after facing pressures from the Biden administration that reached out to them and told them to censor news, censor content that people wanted to see because federal bureaucrats didn't like it. This highlights the larger insecurities, but more importantly, the larger cozy relationship between Joe Biden and Mark Zuckerberg that are selling out the people of this country all to make favors to powerful autocrats that need to rely on the censorship of information in order to stay in power. Dangerous, power-drunk individuals who abuse their positions of authority to censor news and information from reaching your eyes and ears. Dangerous sociopathic individuals, as of course other platforms didn't ban this interview. Platforms like Twitter that hosted the conversation and now has become the platform where this interview is the most watched video ever on Twitter. Also becoming the top 3 most liked post on Twitter, the top 5 most watched videos of 2024. As in the making of this video, the interview has 191.6 million views just on Twitter alone. Not, of course, including TuckerCarlson.com, the website where the video was hosted as well, independently outside of social media. This, as of course, a lot of people took to the social media network in order to meme this, to make music videos about this. One artistic expression that I think is worth highlighting is, of course, from Hi-Rez the Rapper, an amazing content creator who literally created a music video about this. Here's a small portion of it.
For our own southern border, start another foreign war so they can money launder. They want me to apologize, but I'm not sorry. The left is just mad me and Putin did karate.
Everyone saying Russia, Russia, Russia. Fake news, no wonder no one trusts you. The United Nations filled with suckers. The only journalist I trust is Tucker.
And I love Hi-Rez, the rapper. Absolutely incredible work. As even Fox News, that according to some people was actually seething and coping as they had to highlight that their former #1 news anchor was releasing his own interviews courtesy of Tucker Carlson's network. Now that Fox News had to talk about in a conversation, an interview that, of course, a lot of people were talking about. Now, particularly, I wanted to give my own 2 cents on this conversation, as I found it important that Tucker Carlson was actually pushing for a Wall Street Journal reporter to be released at the end of the interview. The beginning stages of the interview were, according to a lot of people's kind of analyzing of it, a little bit contentious, as, of course, I don't think the two understood what was really going on, as Vladimir Putin wanted to lay out his kind of historical understanding of this larger conflict that we are all involved in. That's a proxy conflict between the East and the West. History that, of course, some historians contend. This is Tucker Carlson thought that maybe this was an attempt to kind of filibuster here. There's a lot of awkward kind of interjections, as Putin kind of laid claim more of a legalese argument, almost as if being inside of a courtroom, being a lawyer, laying his claim for the latest actions that his country took against Ukraine. As his kind of conversation looked like a court argument, not an argument that he was kind of trying to convey to the American people. As of course, Putin had a chance to speak to the American people one-on-one, and I think he didn't do that good of a job personally myself. As you saw Tucker try to bring up a lot of kind of existential, a lot of other kind of spiritual, a lot of other kind of bigger, more thematic kind of questions and conversations with Vladimir Putin, who always kind of remained very diplomatic and very careful with his words, not to try to, of course, offend a lot of people in the West, almost as if he was doing a careful dance with eggshells all around him that really didn't deviate from the Putin of usual. As of course, a lot of the arguments, a lot of the conversations that he previously had beforehand. This man also holds 12-hour-long press conferences, answers a lot of questions, and we didn't really see anything kind of new from Vladimir Putin, who of course echoed a lot of his similar talking points that he has made throughout the last few years. Putin even made a jab at Tucker Carlson over his alleged failed attempt to join the CIA, saying specifically, the organization you wanted to join back in the day, as I understand, maybe we should thank God they didn't let you in. Those being the exact words of Putin to Tucker Carlson. And overall, in my own personal opinion, I thought the interview was good. Maybe they could have found someone else to kind of narrate it, to do the translations here, but I think Tucker did his job well. He pushed on issues that were important to him. He brought up issues that I thought were important to kind of talk about, hoping that Putin would expand on it. Sadly, he didn't, and Putin was Putin. He said what he usually says. And still, you had people freaking out about this, which is absolutely ridiculous. One of the individuals freaking out about this is, of course, Boris Johnson, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who, according to many accounts, personally intervened in the conflict in Ukraine and made sure that there was no peace deal made on behalf of the West, as he called what Tucker Carlson did here an unholy charade, which is, again, sensationalistic, hyperbolic, and no actual basis to it. MSNBC wrote an article saying that Tucker Carlson just gave Vladimir Putin exactly what he wanted. And again, I don't think he did. I think he stood up for himself, stood up for his ideas. He did a good job. As Vladimir Putin came out and said that he's even open to an exchange with the Wall Street Journal that Tucker Carlson tried to free, which is a good step towards bilateral communications, towards an open and honest discourse that at least started under Tucker Carlson, as of course it has been thwarted before by the U.S. National Security Council, that along with the U.S. intelligentsia state has been going out of their way in order to create more tension between Russia and the United States for many years now. We saw this under the Trump administration with Hillary Clinton and the corporate media, along with other individuals, literally creating fake narratives. As, of course, the United States has been on a road with the conflict with Russia for many years now, and any and all attempts in order to, of course, try to stop that could only be done through proper communication, through proper discourse. And even though the New Yorker's calling this interview boring, I don't think it was. I think it was fascinating, and I think opening up the discourse, opening up the conversations is more important than ever. As, of course, no matter who the next president of the United States will be, they will face a very dangerous situation inside of Europe that hopefully will be de-escalated from here. Now, how will this situation progress? Well, let me know what you think down in the description below. As, of course, the war in Ukraine probably will go on up until the election. As, of course, if it is done with, if it is ended, it will not look good for the Democrats that will be doing everything in their power in order to try to prolong what's going on there right now. As, of course, the international deep state or intelligentsia always needs some kind of war, always needs some kind of conflict in order to, of course, have a lot of their secret operations ongoing. It's almost as if they need a ritualistic sacrifice somewhere, always. It's almost as if there's a larger kind of energetic spiritual world that Tucker was trying to get Putin to talk about that, sadly, we didn't get any more clarity or insight about. But what do you think is really going on? Let me know down in the comment section below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively buying the shirts, helping out Atlas get more treats. Yeah, that's you. You heard me. Yeah, you're going to get more treats. All right, after this, you get all the treats. Why? Because people are buying the shirts on the best political shirt. Cheap plug. And I'm totally exploiting her. Yes, you get exploited. Atlas get exploited. Yeah. She's the co-host. You're the star of the show. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.